All right, let's now welcome in a man who is the host of the Nothing Personal podcast with David Samson, the man himself, our David Samson, to talk about the milestone. David, I mean, it took a few days for it to happen, but it is now reached. I guess let's get your reaction. I mean, you knew Miguel Cabrera, young Miggy. Did you ever think we'd get to this point?
Well, you never know. There's only 33 players who do it, but I was there for his first when he hit a home run off the Tampa Bay Rays and won a game. And then he won a World Series championship. And then you realize that he's about to embark on what is certainly going to be a Hall of Fame career. And if you look at how he has evolved, you look at him as a 20-year-old. Now you look at him as he's toward the end of his career. He is a leader. He was a leader when he first came up to the Marlins. He was sort of shy when he walked into our clubhouse, but he led with his bat. And he led by example on how to hit. He didn't study. He didn't need analytics. He had a natural talent that I rarely saw over my 18 years. And what I'm most proud of is the fact that he was able to accomplish all of this and still be Miguel Cabrera. Miguel Cabrera has fun. Miguel Cabrera loves the game. He loves his teammates. He loves being around baseball. He didn't do it to be in the Hall of Fame. He didn't do it to get 3,000 hits. He did it because he's good at it. He enjoys it, and he loves making a difference in the community and inside the clubhouse. It was pretty emotional for me, actually, watching him do this today.
David, when you look at the list of 3,000 hitters and the 3,500 club, I mean, some of the all-time greats are on that list. Where is Cabrera on that list for you?
Well, it's hard to say he's not there. You're talking about 7 players ever who have 3,000 hits and 500 home runs. Look at that list. Now, I could dismiss maybe Palmeiro, maybe Rodriguez, talk about steroids, but you're talking about a list with Hank Aaron and Willie Mays. To me, and I have this argument on Nothing Personal, Jeremy, I have Miguel Cabrera as the top right-handed bat I ever saw. And that means I have him better than Pujols. That means I have him better than Vladimir Guerrero. And that's not a small thing to say because those are first ballot Hall of Fame players in my mind as well. Certainly Albert Pujols is about to be in 5 years. But Miguel Cabrera, he's one of a kind. And we should all be very honored to have been able to watch him. His one regret, if you asked him, Jeremy, is that he has not yet won his second title. When you win a World Series early in your career, you assume you're going to win them over and over and over again, and he's been searching for that second ring, but certainly his career has been spectacular.
David, how hard was it to deal him away from the Marlins?
I've been thinking a lot about that. This last little stretch, it's gotten quite a bit of attention, actually, and it was brutal. It was the hardest trade I ever had to make in my career. And the reason we had to make it is that we didn't have a ballpark, and we thought we would, and that was the tough part, that we were going to build around Miguel Cabrera. We were going to sign him. He was going to retire as a Marlin, go into the Hall of Fame as a Marlin. But at the end of the day, we had to save the franchise, and it wasn't going to be about one particular player. But I had such a good relationship with him. I've had it since he was 20 years old. I've seen him grow into a man, grow into a father. And it was tough. I think about it. I really do, Jeremy. But I'm also just very, very happy for him and what he's had in Detroit.
David, when you think about his career and the fact that you've known him for so long, you know, you talk about the emotions of the moment, even for you. You saw the emotions of the moment for him. When you think about his career as a whole, what's one of your favorite memories that kind of sticks out?
Well, the number one memory, I don't know if you showed a highlight of it, but the number one memory for me was his home run off Roger Clemens in the World Series in 2003, which was noteworthy because Clemens went up and in against him, and Cabrera sort of stared him down. And then a few pitches later, he hit a home run, and he didn't know who Roger Clemens was. He didn't know that that was the last game Roger Clemens would ever pitch because he was retiring. And then he unretired like Tom Brady and pitched a bunch more years. But that was such a huge moment. And what's amazing about Cabrera is the way he plays baseball, whether you're in the World Series. He was so loose in 2003 as a rookie, as a 20-year-old. He played so loose, so jovial, inside the clubhouse, on team planes, in the team hotel. Whenever you're with Miguel Cabrera, you're just surrounded by this mass of fun and then this mass of talent. And when you're around enough baseball players, not everybody has that. Not everyone can combine that. You've got some people who are grumpy, some people who don't want to be spoken to the day they're pitching or when they're hitting or when they're in a slump. For Miguel Cabrera, 4 for 4 or 0 for 4, you're smiling with him pregame and postgame.
David, we've seen 6 hitters join this club in the last 11 years. We had Jim Bowden on talking about that it's probably going to be some time. before we add a 34th member to the 3,000 hit club. How hard is it, given the fact that the game is evolving very quickly? Over the last few years, the game has really started to kind of take off and evolve. How hard is it to get to this milestone in today's baseball game?
Yeah, I'd like to know if there's going to be an 8th member of the 3,000 hit 500 home run club. I think they've locked the doors. I think they put a padlock on, and the only way that you're going to break into these clubs anymore is if people start playing baseball the way it was played. And I'm not longing for the old days, but look at Cabrera's 3,000th hit. He stayed inside the ball, and he poked it through a hole on the right side of the infield. That's called hitting. That's not getting down on the knob and swinging out of your shoes and hoping to get a home run. Miguel Cabrera hit his home runs, but he's a gap hitter. He's a line drive hitter. He hits for average. He has a career average of over 300, and those type of hitters simply don't exist anymore. And until the game changes back to where there's a premium on guys who can actually hit, you're not going to see another member of that club.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.